Hey, hi, how's it going? This is Ronnie, and I am here. I am here to live to go through high level, just a recap of the training this week. It's if you're not aware, I am a part of. Um, excuse me, I am part of a 90-day challenge, absolutely free training on e-commerce. Doesn't matter what it's on, if it's related to e-commerce, it's absolutely free. So like to present just some high level tips that can help you in your business. And if you're interested in joining the challenge, if it's still around, I'm pretty sure, if you're watching this now, you can click the link below and join in. There's some absolute great prizes, but really and truly, the prize is learning to create your own business, right? Own e-commerce business. So what I'm going to do is just go through, start from the beginning, day 52 in this video, and just kind of go through it till today, what was learned, and really not regurgitate the training, but pull out things that I think is beneficial. Not to say that all the training is beneficial, but pulling out, one or two items from the training each day and sharing it with you. There's tons of training. There's more detail, but please feel free to reach out to me if you have questions, or just click the links below and get your answers through there. And also what I'm going to attempt to do is share my screen because I believe that this little section that I'm going to talk about will help out, be beneficial if I share the screen, a little bit later in the broadcast. Shouldn't be too long. All right. So first and foremost, one of the things that was shared or learned this week that was presented and was about videos. If you're doing Facebook ads, and this could apply to different platforms, but Facebook, you're setting up ads, you're new to e-commerce, you're new to Facebook ads and not quite sure, what to do. This was a really good point to share, because there's always changes to Facebook and ads and things of that nature. So if you have a video, and when I'm talking about a video, it could be just like 5 or 6 pictures, and you can create a slideshow, and that's considered a video. Put a caption on the video that says, click here, buy here, click on this link, whatever that may be, because so many people may miss the link that's in your ad copy, your words. And so if they're just looking at the video and they see that caption, they know right away what their action steps should be, right? So that was a cool tip I thought was great to share. Also talking about ad copy, just thinking about, words that you use in the ad copy. One great thing is using emojis. Whatever your store or your niche is, find some emojis that are related to the ad that you're, the product that you are advertising in that post, right? So that'll get people that are just kind of, zooming through their newsfeed, which they're not really in Facebook to buy anything, right? So if you have this emoji, it's like a distraction. I don't know if it's a distraction, but a interrupt. You're reading, but then you see this emoji or this picture, so you're like, you stop in your tracks of what you're looking at. So I thought that was interesting as well. Some of the apps, what was talked about this past week was some of the apps. So a couple of the apps I will mention is abandonment cart and retarget app. And abandonment cart app is basically when someone comes to your store, they click on items and it gets in your cart and they go to the checkout process, but they do not get to that final point of paying for something. And so this is a great app because you can set up follow-up emails to this person, depending on the time, the day, whatever that may be, because what'll happen sometimes is that, hey, have you been on a website to purchase something and something happens, right? Your computer shuts down, or you had to make a phone call, you answered a phone call and totally forgot to go back and finish whatever you were checking out. So this is a great app to remind, that person, hey, you have this product still sitting in your cart, is ready for you to go. Now, in that same sense, there's something that's similar, retargeting app. Now, this happens before this process, before the person actually gets to the cart. So this is kind of like window shopping, right? You're going somewhere, the same type of deal, like, hey, I'm looking at these things. Say you're going to the mall. I'm using this as, real life, going to the mall and you're looking through stuff. Now, going to a mall or going to a brick and mortar, you don't have this option unless you put your information in. The great thing about having an online business, e-commerce, and using this retargeting app, what happens is anyone that comes to your store automatically can be retargeted through Facebook. Now, there's also other things that you can do outside of Facebook as well, but it really is a great tool because they follow up with the people that have came to a certain, looked at a certain product, certain page. It's just a really great app, right? So just look at that benefit from, your brick and mortar. And I know I've done this, gone into a store, kind of looked around and about, the store doesn't contact me. I don't see something that says, hey, you were looking at these shoes, but online with the e-commerce store, you have this. You have this. It's a readily available, and you are not personally taking the time every single minute reaching out to these people. Is set up automatically. So it's great. Those were the two that I wanted to mention. There were a ton. There are so many that were mentioned this past week, but those were the two that I wanted to mention on this video. Something else that was mentioned, which I thought was awesome. The many trainings that I received, I don't think I've ever received this training. And what was discussed, one of the points that was discussed, is how to bundle, upsell, cross-sell, how to set that up without an app on Shopify. This was a huge deal. I mean, it's really simple. I'm actually going to implement it into my store this week. So I've used like apps for it, but it's really great if you're on a tight budget and you just kind of want to use something that's for free, right? Without paying for an app. You may still want to use it without it. Like I said, I've used apps before. It's just really great to see things that you can use in Shopify when you have a limited budget, and you can share with others that, may not have the budget to, purchase these apps right in the beginning when you get started. Another thing, now this is what I wanted to share and talk a little bit more and share my screen about, is duplicating ads. There's so many different ways, but what I found is that if you don't know exactly what to do, you get confused what duplicating ads is, what someone is talking about. So someone may mean something different, but I believe what was discussed this week hit it on the nail, hit right on the nail, because it just does. So I'm going to do a screen share just in a few moments and then get back. But really and truly, that's mainly what was discussed this week. Also to, the last part of the week today was really about mindset. Getting back into, really, if you're struggling, if you don't see a lot of results, and, where do you go? How do you, get back on track? The whole point is to stay persistent, keep that mindset going. Just make sure that you don't give up, right? You just keep moving along, getting the training, staying in the training, whatever you're doing. So this is like a general, advice or what was presented today. No matter what you're in, just make sure that you're persistent and moving forward. There may be struggling times, but you're learning every single day. Just imagine the things that you didn't know yesterday or even last week. So, all right, so here nor there, I'm going to share my screen now and attempt, because sometimes when I share the screen live, it it slows down. I may come back and then my talking is off, but that's okay. So let's attempt to share my screen, and I'm going to do a short screen share on, let's see, is it okay? Change time. I have to change something really quick, so hold on, and I'll get back. Okay. All right, so I am going to share my screen, and here I am talking about duplicating an ad. And this is a simple way. If you're confused, I'm telling you, if you're confused, this is really a great way to duplicate ads, because you'll hear it, if you're starting out and you're new, start out with PPE ads, and that's page post engagement ads. And now that you've gotten engagement on those ads, you want to move over to website conversions. Convert to, you want people to view the content. You want people to literally add to cart, or ultimately, your result is purchases, right? So this is what it is. Now you have a PPE ad that's done great, right? Doing awesome. And the thing is, you can click duplicate in campaigns, but what happens is campaigns is a specific objective. So PP&E is an objective. Website conversion is an objective, right? So you cannot, if you want to switch over to a different objective, you cannot duplicate a campaign. And I noticed that has been kind of the difficult thing, or the stopping point that people have when they're trying to duplicate. They just don't duplicate, right? So that's kind of like a roadblock for them, and they can't move forward, which should not stop you, right? So I'll show you really, really quick, and I'll just click on this example. Click on this, and I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to go to ad sets. Click on ad sets. Like I said, this is really simple. Click on ad sets, right? And what you want to do is make sure you check this right here. Click on duplicate, right? And as you can see right here, it'll say choose a campaign. Now, you do not want to keep the same campaign, basically because you don't want to do that, because you want to switch over from PP&E to something else, right? So we could click on use existing, but you don't have an existing, right? You want to create a brand new campaign. But what you want to do is activate any new campaign. So what it's going to do is, when you do this and click on create, I'm not going to create it right now, but you create, it's going to duplicate all the ad sets and ads that are under that campaign. I would say the assets that you're duplicating, right? Not specifically the campaign, but the assets. So it's really, it cuts down time. You don't have to recreate the wheel with this. So I just wanted to share that with you. And, it's really simple, but when you are new to this, when you are new and you see this and someone says duplicate, you're like, okay, I'm going to go to campaigns, duplicate, and then you can't do it. Then it's like, okay, what do you mean by duplicate, right? So I just wanted to, am I back? Sorry about that. Trying to get back to my screen. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Want some help with e-commerce, online business? There should be a link below to get in contact with me. If you want the training and we're still going strong on 90 days, click the link as well. Also, even if we're not in the 90-day, and it's past that point, click the link as well, because I'm pretty sure there's some training. It will direct you to some awesome training. If not, reach out to me and I will guide you in the right direction. All right. So hope this was beneficial, and I will come live again soon to spread some valuable tips with you. All right. Peace.